guys, welcome back to my channel, sharoncullenart. Long time no see. Diesel's going to start with the whining. Yesterday was his 12th birthday, and we are so excited that he is still healthy and doing well in our lives. Diesel, today is your birthday, and you're 12. You want to sing happy birthday to yourself? Well, can we go too? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diesel. Happy birthday to you. You're 12 years old today. Happy birthday.
So full of.
We had a pretty big scare a couple times. He had major spine surgery when he was 6 that cost me about as much as a car to get done, but he was worth every penny because he's brought such joy to my life. There's no price that you can put on a pet. Anybody who's willing to just put a dog down because it might cost money should have never got one in the first place. That's my feeling. Anyway, but he had his 12th birthday yesterday, and he had a good day. He even had ribeye steak, so he's like Mr. Spoiled right now. But anyway, today I'm going to do a different kind of a video, not painting, I'm sorry to say, as you can see in the title, but this is a long-awaited video that I am well overdue to provide for you, and it's about journaling. A lot of people do art journaling. You can do sketchbook journaling, that kind of thing as well. I was online on Instagram, and you know how you get all those commercials? Well, I got a commercial for the washi tape company, and I checked them out, and they're pretty good. And I bought way too much stuff. I think I spent like $100 on this stuff, which is ridiculous. I got a trillion. I'm going to take you over there because I had to move everything. And excuse my studio. It is still a bomb. They are still working on this. Excuse my hand too. Still on this ladder that has been taking forever. Pat needs to put the rungs on, but now the new wheels that they've put on don't turn 360 degrees. They get caught on there. So he made a new bracket. He made the new bracket too short. So now he's got to make another new bracket, which will be going on. So let me just insert here that our guy came back to finish my ladder today by extending those brackets 4 inches out so that the wheels would turn 360 degrees, right? I said yesterday to both guys, I'm really good in math and geometry and all that stuff. So I said to the guys, excuse me, Diesel's yanking on my arm. Oh, he's so strong. Diesel, give. Diesel, give. You want me to throw it? You got to sit. Good boy. Okay. So anyway, I said to them, well, if you extend these brackets inward, what is that going to do to the fulcrum on the ladder? Is it going to pull the wheels out a little bit at the top? Because it'll pop off the tracks. Two guys look at each other. They look back at me and they say, oh, no, that's not going to be a problem. I said, are you sure? Oh, yeah. So this morning, at our appointment time of 10 a.m., he arrives back with the longer brackets. And wouldn't you know, I wasn't in there. I wish I had been. I got to switch arms. Oh, my God, how do vloggers do that? I wish I had been, because it ended up that the ladder popped off of the tracks. So there was no I told you so. But I looked at Pat and I said, so that fulcrum point was not correct then. He said, no. What we're going to do is put brackets on the side that come straight out so that the wheels are back where they were before, but they can turn 360. I said, well, why didn't you just do that in the first place? And he looked at me and he said, because he didn't think of it. And it took me thinking of it and telling him so that we can get it done right. So now, I think he's coming back next week. This will be like the 10th time now that he's working on fixing this for us. So we'll see what happens next week. I think that should be the end of it because now the fulcrum point will be fine. There won't be any pulling against the top. It'll actually give me more support and more stability when I'm up there. So that's that. And now back to the video. If I can stop this. Stop the video. Ugh. Recording can be a bitch sometimes. My floor is really dirty right now. And then Pat can put the rungs on and I am all set to get up there and get what I need and put things away and all that stuff. And so anyway, let me show you my new washi tapes I got over here. This is where I store all of my washi tape. I'm going to try to get it so that you can see into these cases. These are, I think, makeup cases or something, and each one of them has 3 pull-out drawers. I don't know if I can turn the light up. No, it's not going to let me turn the light up. Oh yeah, well, nope, it doesn't. But each one has pull-out drawers, and I've got all my washi tapes in there from my regular journaling days, which I may do again, but then I bought all of these. Now, most of these are flower petals. They're like little single flower petals. All of these things are. And then I got a couple regular washi tapes, but everything is flower petals. So I'm going to show you. I put a couple of them together so that you could see. This one is little hearts, but you can also use them as flower petals. This one is actually flowers, I believe. But I got a trillion of them. Oops, excuse the dead leaves there. So I got lots of different things. How many are here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And then there's more over there. What, you want to go back outside? Do you want to go outside? Okay. Watch out for coyotes. It's breeding season. It's scary this time of year with the coyotes. They get very aggressive, so I worry about him. But anyway, so I got that done. And hang on here. Our snow is melting. It's 50 degrees outside. I'm so excited. We're down to about 8 to 10 inches. And some places even less. And it is melting, so I'm really excited about that. Whoa, I'm on the floor. Let me pick myself up here. Okay, so the next thing I got, oh, there was a few more washi tapes over here, I guess. This one has leaves and petals in it. And then I got 2 regular ones. These ones I'm curious about. I haven't even opened them, so I want to check out what's inside. Holy cow, if I can get them open. Oh my goodness. There we go. This one. Oh, it's like, reminded me of Monet's pond because it's got lily pads and stuff on it. You can kind of see it there. All the lily pads. It's really pretty. And the little lotus flower things or whatever they're called. Then I got another one. I think this one is cherry blossoms. But, oh, for goodness sakes, yes, this one's cherry blossoms. This one's easy to see. So I got those. And then I got this thing. This is a journal, a bookmark, metal bookmark that comes with it, and then 2 matching washi tapes that are in gold. Now this journal is really pretty. It's like a 5x8, 5x7, and it just has drawing paper in it. I would say probably 70 pound, nothing big. You could put gouache on it. You could probably even put a little watercolor in it if you wanted to, but you'll get buckling of your paper. But I put a few of the flower petals down in the shape of flowers so that you could see what they do. Isn't that cool? And then they had those little other ones on there that I just stuck on here and there. I was trying to put them on, but anyway, so I got this, but I really loved this little bookmark thing. This thing is so pretty. And then you just hold your spot on your journal and keep it in your journal, and everything matches. And this washi tape matches the cover exactly with gold. It's got gold leafing in it and everything. I'm trying to take the glare off so you can see. But anyway, so that is what I got there. And I wanted to show that to you. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little example of my digital journaling. Now, months ago, I had told you about my journaling app called Zinnia. It's made by Pixite. Zinnia, Zinnia, just like the flower. And then I decided, because it costs about $40 per year, to me that's not real expensive, but it might be for some of you. For a year though, I mean, that's pennies a day. There's another app you can use called GoodNotes. GoodNotes has some advantages to it because it allows you to do things that you can't do on Zinnia. Zinnia is trying to catch up with that, but then Zinnia does trillions of things that GoodNotes does not. So after doing a few months on GoodNotes, I went back to Zinnia and was very happy that I returned to Zinnia because they've added so much to their app. So what I'm going to do today is just show you how I put my pages together. It may not make a lot of sense to you, but then I'm going to send you to their website to learn a little bit more about the app itself. You can watch how it works. You can do a 7-day trial. You'll get access to, I think, 1 or 2 journals that you can make. You make them within the 7 days, but after the 7 days, you can't add anything to it. You can add writing, but so if you want to make a journal, add a ton of pages now before you do your 7-day trial, or when you do your 7-day trial. But I'm going to turn my iPad around. Hopefully you'll be able to see okay. I wanted to do it in my house where the lighting was different, but I could not, oh, the dog's here again. I could not do it because I didn't have the correct tripod to do it with. Come on, baby. There you go. So let me go ahead, turn it around, and we will get started. Okay, so I'm on the home screen of my iPad, and I've been having an issue with one of my lenses on my camera, so I'm hoping this is focusing. It's hard to tell. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Down here at the bottom is my icon for the Zinnia app right here. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and that's bringing me to my journals. I have all sorts of different journals in here. For some reason, these keep going to the top, and I've sent them an email. There is a quick start guide in this that teaches you how to go ahead and use the Zinnia app. And you can read through all of that to learn how to use it. It tells you what each of these things do, what all the tools do, how to resize boxes, changing brushes on the pens, all sorts of stuff, selecting objects, multiple objects, locking them up, all that kind of stuff. So that is that. Now I'm going to go into my journal, and I'm just going to go ahead and add my page for today. This is my journal for 2021. You can change the covers if you want to change your cover. They have all sorts of different covers that you can choose from. Goes on and on and on. This is the cover I wanted. It's like a leather cover with a little thing on there. So anyway, I'm done. And you can change the name of whatever's at the top. So I have one for my harp practice logs, and like today I'm starting this week. So I made up this practice log. This was actually a chore chart, and I just whited it out and put harp practice on there so that I can put in everything that I've done for my harp practice for that day. And I've got all of them that I've filled out every week. So anyway, so that's that one. Let me get into today's, and I'm going to go ahead and do my journal pages. These are the pages that I have so far for the year. I think I started the end of February and came back to this one. I did a yearly calendar with important dates that are blocked out so that I know I have stuff going on. These are all the birthdays in my family in November. But I have all sorts of things blocked out. And then on this date, or on this page, I write down the date and exactly what is going on for that date. I'm sorry for the bouncing here. I'm trying to adjust my camera so you can see it. This is really hard for me to do. I've got light coming in and everything. So anyway, that's what I did. And you can always handwrite or you can type. So that's what I did there. And then I did my February calendar. I just made that little swirly thing up and put that together just for fun. My new harp, February calendar, my weekly planners, which I decided I didn't want to use. That was a heart practice log. I decided to start my own thing. So anyway, I started, you can import photos, and which is what I did there, and I put little flowery things and stuff in here too. I typed my notes on this page and on this page, and then this was the painting I did in my video last week. So, and then I was doing daily planners, and every day I would do something different, but you can see you can do all of these things and they look just like a regular paper journal. So now let me go ahead to today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a March calendar, and I'm also going to do a daily calendar. So I'm just going to whip through this really fast. I'm going to change the color. I want to make it a green for St. Patrick's Day. Now I'm going to go over to the left-hand side, and I am going to choose a journal card, something related to spring, and I'm just going to look around here, see what I can find, and then I'll go ahead and put the journal card in. It will take up half the page. You can resize these to any size you'd like. This one I chose, but I decided that I don't want it, so I'm going to get rid of it because I found a better one here that says spring is in the air. And since it was 50 degrees on the day that I did this, or 53 degrees, I decided to do a springy type of a calendar. Now I'm going to go back to my templates, and I'm going to get, first I want to put a divider in to divide my page with a binding down the center. It just makes it look more realistic. So I'm searching for that and totally lost, but I will go ahead and find it here, and there it is. So I'll go ahead and pick one of these. It's a small one, and I will just slide it into place. Now, as you do these, the best thing to do is to go ahead and lock them. I'll be locking mine in just a minute. That holds the page still so that nothing moves around as you are working. You can unlock them at any time or ungroup them so that you can go back and move them if you'd like to. I'm just going to go ahead and choose a March calendar here, a small one, and leave that on that side. And then I'm going to dress it up a little bit with St. Patrick's Day kind of stuff. So I'm writing Shamrock in my search area here, or I could go through all the stickers to find them, going down to the holiday ones and then choosing the holiday and all of that. But this was quicker. So I'm just going ahead and I'm choosing everything St. Patty's Day here, and I'm going to resize them by holding my pen down, putting a circle around it. Now, since that wasn't locked, it pulled up my calendar too, and I had to click that off or it would have resized my calendar. There's some tricks to this, but it's so hard to teach in one quick little viewing like this. So I'm making this small enough to fit onto the 17th, and then I will go ahead and put that pot of gold at the end of my rainbow. I'm going to leave these up at the top to decorate. But I'm going to go ahead in my photos too, and I'll find something very interesting to put in there in just a minute. Now, if you have things stacking up incorrectly, you can change the layering down at the bottom. Unfortunately, it's off camera here, but I wanted to bring the hat up a layer, so I did. Now I'm going ahead and grouping and locking the entire thing, so nothing's going to move. But now I'm going into my photos, and I want to choose something for spring. So I'm just going to type spring in here on Google and look at some images to see what I can find. Then I will go to images, and I think this one on the left will do good because it says spring on it. And I'm going to save that photo to my photos. Once you use it, you don't have to keep it in your photos. You can get rid of it because it'll stay in your Zinnia app. So I just go into Zinnia, pull up photos, and I'm going to go ahead. I like this leprechaun though. So I'm going to use this leprechaun in here too, and I'm going to switch all this around. Now it's locked, so I'm going to realize, oh yeah, I locked that. I got to unlock the whole thing. And it's giving me trouble. There we go. Now I can unlock it. Oh my gosh. Did you hear that thump? They're working outside and tearing down my retaining wall. Oh, you can see them here. Okay, well anyway, back to this. So I'm resizing this leprechaun now. Yeah, I'm sorry you can't see it, but I'm just making it a little bit bigger, moving my other stuff out of the way, and making him big enough. And then I'm going to resize the hat and the shamrock and move those around a little bit. So I like that a little bit better. So we're all set there. And I'm looking for my spring, which is right at the top. And I'll resize that, make it real small so that it fits right on the 20th. And I know that spring is that day. So that's pretty much it for my monthly calendar here. I have another monthly calendar that is a full page or a full 2-page spread. Now I'm grouping this and locking it, and now none of it will move. See, it's all stuck down. So now I'm going to go ahead on to my next one. And I like the 2-page style, but I want to change the color to blue, I think. You can change it to any color you want, but I'm just going to use one of the colors that's up there. And now we'll close this portion down. And I need to go back. What am I doing here? Oh, divider. I want to find my divider, but then I pull them all up, and that's not the way to pull up your dividers, or you're going to get every single one. So I quickly realized that and think, oh no, I've got it in my saved stuff. You can save some stuff to that little icon at the top. So the things that I use often, or the spreads that I've made, like my heart practice spread at the top there, I keep those. And then every week I can just add one. I don't have to remake it, which is really nice. You can save photos there, stickers that you've made, anything. And now I'm going to use a tracker, which is blank, so that I can make my own daily calendar. These two seem to be my current favorite. And I'm just going to move this to one side and the other one to the other side. And then I can go ahead and begin working on the top portion. I want to put the date in. I'm going to lock this all in place. I'll have to unlock it later though, because I'm going to change the color of those lines to match my spread. And I'll show you how I do that in just a bit. So now I'm going back into dividers, and I want to find a divider to put at the top of my page. I want something springy. So I find these clouds and these little birds, and I think, oh, those are really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and use those, but see how big they are? I don't want them that big. So I can make them smaller and then copy and paste them so that I can make doubles or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do here. Let's just copy it and then paste it. And then I can overlap the clouds a little bit like that. And they are all set. Then I'm going to take my birds. I'm going to make my birds even smaller because I want them to fit in the clouds. Now you see how that one went behind my clouds? That layer was put down on my page before the clouds were, so it goes underneath. But I can switch it around. Now that copy and pasted one is new, so it went on top. See how that one goes underneath? So I'm going to go to the bottom and just hit my arrow up, which you cannot see, and it brought it right up to the top, right there. So that's that portion of the spread. Now what I want to do is go ahead and put my date on there. Now I can do all that by hand, by writing it out or typing it out. But there's some that are pre-made here that are nice and simple. So I'm going to go ahead, pick a March. I'm going to look at a couple others here. This March I thought might look good, but no, it doesn't match real well. And I could have resized it, but I just didn't like the way it looked. And then this other March, this colorful one, won't show. I don't think. Yeah, see, it barely shows. So we're going to get rid of that one. I'm going to stick with the March that I have. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose. There's this March too, but I don't like the hearts with the birds. It's just too much. So we'll get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and use that March. Now I'm going to go back and pick a number The day that I did this was the 8th of March, so I like these colorful ones, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick that and resize that down to the size I want it. Put it right next to my March. I'm going to just move that around a little bit, centering it, and then I can lock the whole thing, but I'm not done yet. I want to pick a day. So it was Monday. I like this Monday, but I don't want to leave it black. So down at the bottom, you can hardly see it, but there was a color thing there. I pull it up and it's outlined so I can change the color to whatever I want. And you'll see I push on it and I change it to a blue color that kind of matches the birds. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up here, but I'm going to make it smaller so that it sits out of the way. Eventually I'm going to move that again, but we'll leave it for now. Now, I don't know if I go ahead and lock this here or if I move on. I should have locked it. What am I doing? Oh, I want to pick my notes. I'm going to use letters to write notes on the right-hand side, and these colors fit really good with the colors above. So I'm just picking all of the letters right now, and they're in this group here. Now see, I didn't lock my page, so it's going to be a little more of a challenge. Oh no, I got it. Now I'm just going to separate my letters. I think they're still a little too big though. I don't know if I leave them this big or not. Just realigning them so that they're even on the page. And now I'm going to go ahead and lock the whole thing in place. I group all of it. And then I hit lock. Oops, I'm hitting ungroup though for some reason. What am I doing that for? Oh, I want to move those two things, it looks like. I don't know, see what I'm doing here. I guess I am going to lock the whole thing. Group, lock. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some writing. Now, you can also type. That's why that blue box comes up. But I want to do some writing. So right now, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm changing the color on this. That's what I'm doing. I wanted to match the blue to the bird, so I clicked on the blue bird in order to match the blue. And now I've got the lines that color, but they were too light, so I'm just darkening that color. And then on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with the pink that's up there on the pink bird. So I'm just grabbing the color thing, hitting that dropper, and then touching the pink, but it came up white. There we go, pink, and then I hit done, and now the thing that was highlighted has been turned pink. It's very cool the way this works. Lining everything back up again before I go ahead and lock it again. Whoop, there we go. Now I can go ahead and lock it, and I group it, and then I lock it. Now I'm going to go ahead and write in some of the things that I want on those headers. Now I've used a pen at the bottom, a brush pen. You can see it popped up at the bottom there, and I'm using the blue to match the bird, and I'm writing in morning. Now once I'm done, if I hit done, then I can go ahead and resize it by circling that and then making it the size that I want it. Then I'm going to go ahead back into draw, and I'm going to choose the pink, and I'm using that same calligraphy style pen to write in my next header. Now when I wrap around it to resize it, you can see that it also picks up the morning header below it. Now if I click on it, it will remove that from the group, and then I can go ahead and resize the afternoon. Now I'm just making the last few headers to put into my little boxes. This one says evening. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the little one on the lower left, which says dinner. And then I will take that and move it down to the bottom. And then my last one is the one on the upper left that I need to do. So I will just write that one out real quick. And there, get that one done. And now I decided I want to move that Monday over because they're too close. They're almost bumping into each other. So I'm going to center it a little bit differently. But for some reason, it's wanting me to lock everything again. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that. Oh, there we go. It unlocked. I could ungroup it, ungroup, and then that way I can move whatever it is that I want to move. There we go. And I'm moving that over, and I'm going to make the Monday a little bit smaller. And that looks good there. And then I'll go ahead and I lock them in place. And that's what I did for that page. But now I want to put in what I need to do for the day. So I'm just going to go ahead and type all of that instead of handwrite it so that you can see how I type it. There's a T at the top there that I'm pressing. And you can press that and it blues in those black boxes. Now on the right hand side, I'm choosing my font, the size, the line spacing. I can change the color if I want to. Now I put it on center. You can see the little thing on the gray column there that has the choice to choose center or left or whatever. So I'm writing in my reminders. These are my little heart reminders to keep my thumbs up, fingers down, elbows out, sit up straight, blah, 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 because there's so much to remember. But I'm cruising along on the heart playing. I'm doing really well. I'm really happy with it. I'm just not so happy with my hand positioning. I'm still working hard on that. And I have a problem with a hand tremor. So that's something new that I've been dealing with. I've probably had it longer than I realized, but it is affecting my heart playing a little bit. My last doctor appointment I had was with my endocrinologist, and he only saw the tremor in one hand and said that means it's neurological. It's not medication-related tremor because it would happen in both hands. So I don't know. I think it happens in both hands, but that day it was only happening in one. So it's a frustration with heart playing. Never noticed it with flute, but I need my lungs for flute. So it's always something, isn't it? But anyway, I'm typing everything in here, everything that I want to do. Then you can choose little check boxes to put on the sides, which I did not do for the video, but you can do that, or you can write them in or do whatever you want. You can even choose them out of the little selection thing. It says planner icons, and you can go down and choose those. And it's got check marks and all sorts of stuff. If you want to make it all perfectly neat, you can do that. So basically I put everything in that I need to do for the day, and then once I'm done, looks like I'm changing my spacing here on this. Oh no, I typed out something that was incorrect. So I'm just fixing my typo. At the end of the day, I usually write my notes in on the right hand side, things that happened that day that were of importance to me, and I'll write them in at the end of the day. Still not enough. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, those are fast days. I don't eat. So I put that into my thing too. Or you can put it into a weekly calendar, or I could add it to my monthly calendar. But this calendar is not my actual calendar. I just did this for you. So I would come back up to my March. Where's my March? There's February. Past it somewhere in here. Oh, this one I did for a weekly too once. I took this picture that was in there and I used it as a background, and then I did all of my weekly things that I had to figure out, but then I switched over to a daily schedule because I like it better. So here's my March calendar, and I might change that color to a pale green. Let's see, page style. I'm gonna go to this, go over to this. Ooh, then I'm gonna Well, that's gray. It's too green. Nah, we'll forget it. I'll stick with the white. Or I could do an off-white. That might work. Or maybe this green. Oops, I'm sorry, guys. Nope, don't like that green. We'll do the off-white. Okay, so now I've got this stuff in there also for my March calendar, my original calendar that I did. And I have down certain things that are going on, like Holy Week beginning here. Well, it actually begins here. But I want to add in, what was I going to add in? Totally forgot. Oh, I'll just do this. I think I'll write it up here so that I can copy it and paste it. I will do all right, so that's pretty much all I was going to show you. There's so much that you can do with this. Sometimes I would just write notes. I took another page and did something with flowers. I can show you real quickly how I do that. I just grab a thing, go like this, create my new page. Then I come in, change the color. Let's make it a purple color. Then I go over here to my, what were they? Were those dividers? They may have been dividers. Let's see. Yep, here they are. And I picked two. I thought that one looked really springy. And then I used a purple one. Was it that one? Or I think it was this one. Yeah. And then I just shrunk them down. I kept them together as a group. I grouped them. Then I made them bigger so that they would go across the whole page. Like this. Then I just took them all the way to the top and off the edge like that. So you can take them off the edge that high if you'd like, or bring them down like that. That's where I wanted it. So then I can lock that in place. Lock. There we go. Now I'm going to grab some notes. And I'll go back over to my tabs here, and it says, not journal cards, paper packs? No, text boxes, that's what it was. And we got all sorts of different kinds. You got these things, you got little notepads like this, cutesy little things. That's not really my style. You got these, which are more natural. There's these types of boxes that you can use for headers, like I think I did that one day. I picked one and I put that up there, and then I had my month in it, which works well too. But then you can take, I had torn paper. Let's see. I think it was this one. Yeah. And I just picked some for notes like that. There, and then you can stick them all over your page, and then you can type in them or write in them. Like that. And then you can turn them if you want. Make them like that. Oh, where'd I go with the other one? I shoved it right off the edge. But anyway, you get the idea. And then if I want to write on it, I can just take my pen and write myself a note. I have to turn it from my lefty. You can make it as big as you want. And then I can just write practice page. Hi guys. And so then I get my note done. And I just put that back to where it was. And you're all set. And you can lock those in place too if you want to make sure that those don't move. I group them and I lock them. So that's all there is with that. I hope that helps you a little bit. This is $40 a year to, I'm going to delete it. $40 a year to use this app. but they store everything for you. You should store, though, on your internal storage or whatever, or on your cloud. My cloud is full because I've got a million photos I need to get rid of, and it's impossible to go through them, so I may just give up all of my family photos or just move those over. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but anyway, for a while I was monitoring my blood sugars, so I had a log for those that I made just to keep track, and then I kind of lost interest in that. But recipes, I made that recipe cover myself. Let's see here, if I change the cover. I took a photo from online and I put it in there, the spoons and the spices, and then I wrote recipes on it. So that's how I did that. So you can change your covers to things that are personal. My harp journal, oops, that's the wrong one. I can't see where my X is. There it is. For my harp journal, I just took a picture of my harp and put it on there, and then put harp practice log. So that's pretty much it. I used to use GoodNotes, and I still use GoodNotes for some things. Like I have, this is my 2021 journal, and all I'm keeping in here is my pain logs. Like this one, my steps for the day. I make these trackers, and then I duplicated it and saved it on a file. So now I can monitor my pain and my migraines. Like my migraines are in purple. So these were my migraine days last month. Shoot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I had 11 migraine days in February. And then for March so far, I've had 2. And then my pain goes up and down with the days I have to change my pain patch. But that's what I do for this. And then like I have another journal. This is my lung journal. And I do the same thing. When my shortness of breath is increasing in red, you can see what's going on. And then my coughing increases and it gets horrible. And then I started my antibiotics in here. Shoot, I'm making marks. I started my antibiotics in here. And then all of a sudden everything tapered off and I started to feel better. Then it started to go up and down. Now I'm done. And yesterday my cough started to go back up again. So strange how that works. But anyway, I keep a log for my doctor, and then at the bottom I put my peak flow on my monitor. I put that down, and sometimes what the weather is doing, because he kind of wants to know if there's a match there. I also have a music folder for certain things that I'm working on. I have another app for that, but I also have like my receipt from buying my harp, things like that that I keep in GoodNotes. GoodNotes is free. You can download that and you can use your own journal there. I did buy this journal. This is a Bible journal, and it's very interesting but complicated in how it works. So, yeah, it was a lot of work, and I kind of struggled with it. So I need to go back on YouTube and watch the tutorial again. Then I had a YouTube journal over here for different things that I was working on, my rock video, things like that I wanted to accomplish, things that you guys told me that you would like to see. My 2020 journal, this is when I really started journaling in this. I was doing my pain trackers, I have photos that I put in a lot. You can do that in the other app too. So it's possible to do things. And some of these I took from my other app and I put them into my photos so that I could use these kinds of calendars and stuff and not have to make them myself. But you see how I journaled. It's a little different. So that was from my Zinnia Journal also. That's one of their weekly calendars. But I do like the Zinnia Journal a lot because it's very convenient. And for me, it's worth the $40 a year. But I hope this helped. This video kind of got long. I'm going to leave a link in the description box to get over to Pixite, is the name of the company. But they also not only do the Zinnia Journal, they also do an adult coloring book, which is supposed to be phenomenal. It's not one of those where you tap and the color fills in. You actually got to do the work. But that one you pay a monthly fee or a yearly fee also, and I've never done that because I can use Procreate and draw myself, you know. So when you get over there, you want to go into the Zinnia Journal pages, and it will teach you everything you ever wanted to know about the Zinnia app. So I hope this helped you guys, and I will be back with a painting very soon, hopefully by the end of the week. Take care, everybody. God bless you. Remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Bye-bye.